I really just gotta say it. If you are the type of person to actually support a terrorist organization, and you're also the type of person who can pretty much promote terrorist propaganda, and then worse, denounce the severity of terrorist propaganda, specifically a manifesto, it would absolutely get you in trouble. Worse, suspended, and then you would gain controversy. And then think nothing of it as only bad policy because you banned. You just really need to think your life, bro. Absolutely. We need to go back right to how this actually started. And it actually starts with the Yemeni civil war. Look, I know it's kind of boring. I don't know much about all of the events of how this all started, but basically this is actually related to the Houthis, okay? But pretty much all of this starts way before the actual civil war. All right? This is all because they wanted to clear up corruption in Yemen. So, sought to actually do that. The Houthi tribe sought to do this. But the problem with their methodology is that it absolutely does not care for the rights of others when it comes for the rights, the human rights, of course. Civilians are fair game to them, and children are being used as soldiers. That's even worse. I don't know what their true motivations are for actually opposing America in the first place, but extremism as a way to oppose, it just feels very, very to me. Absolutely, it absolutely feels very wrong to me from the beginning. Extremism is not the only way for you to actually oppose a powerful country, but it is to them the only way that they would actually be heard. But it is still a bad way. It is absolutely still a bad way to oppose the ideals of a nation. It's just for you to actually start being aggressive and at the same time just break laws only to gain notoriety. It's absolutely wrong. Basically, the Houthis definitely were a problem in Yemen. They were being, well, they tried being purged by the military in 2004, and this started an insurgency from the Houthis. So, 2011 was when the Yemeni revolution actually started, thus leading to the actual civil war. Okay? The civil war that actually started in 2014. Hold on. Now I get it. So they took control of the capital city. The civil war started because of the Houthis taking over the capital city. And yeah, it just wasn't pretty from there. Basically, missile and drone attacks against the Saudis because the Yemeni government actually was in line with the Saudi government since basically it's just a terror org that is actually angry at everyone who seems to actually does not like the Islam lifestyle and political movements at all. But it's just but actually stooping down to extremism just to actually be heard like this, it is a very grave level low. Okay, stooping to extremism is a grave level low, which is why they were actually marked as a terrorist organization in the first place. So if you actually go and support not only the terror organization, but also read a manifesto of one of the executing shooters for that terror organization at the same time denouncing the severity of the manifesto itself, that would get you banned on any type of platform that you share the propaganda to, the manifesto to, because it is such a very toxic way to actually promote terrorism at all. It's just bad. So when I heard that a certain streamer actually did this, He got banned almost immediately as he does it. And worse, this guy won't even. The guy who actually would do it, the guy who actually said it would do it, doesn't care because there's bad policy on Twitch that suspends anyone who streams an examination of a manifesto. Dude, that's the entire point. You look, promoting a terrorist organization is already bad enough. But actually examining a manifesto live on stream is propaganda for the terrorists. Definitely a big, and you don't actually care for the ramifications, for the actual ramifications it has. It will distort society. So you want to distort society, Hassan? You're actually promoting the distortion of society just because you think that an extremist organization has better interests than peaceful resolutions or any peaceful resolution at all. It's just peaceful resolution at any time in the world. It's just what kind it is just absolutely it's very wrong to me. It just feels absolutely very wrong to me. How in the world is this, how in the realm of a possibility is this being allowed at all on a streaming platform? This is at the same time, okay? How in the effing hell? How in effing hell is this being it is Twitch lets this accumulate to a point that he is allowing this to happen. And then later, a manifesto of a shooter would be read, examined, and only if there is an examination on a live stream would he be banned. He would not be removed from the platform if he has a declaration of support for a terror org. And then worse, this guy, let's just be real. The actual video that we're actually going to be watched comes from Yellow Flash 2. I haven't actually said anything about the worst thing. Twitch had unbanned the guy responsible for examining the manifesto and propagandizing the statement of the terrorist organization. Basically, they unbanned him after 24 hours. This is not an out. This is not just a platform fail. This is an outrage for any platforms that treat terror organization manifestos very lightly. They treat their favorite streamers very lightly for doing this. Is just this absolutely just feels wrong. Twitch is such a loser platform for doing this. This is a video from Yellow Flash 2 called Twitch Gets Massive Backlash Over Hasan Piker Ban, and he gets unbanned only after 24 hours of the ban. It's just bad. Streamer gloats over getting slapped on the wrist. This is not the way a streamer should conduct himself. Worse, he gloats after being unbanned for this. Do you know how so bad Twitch is on this? It really affects me because I am streaming on their platform. What I don't like about this is that there are terror organizations. There are supposed to be groups here in the Philippines. There are supposed to be groups here in the Philippines that are supposed to be classified as terror organizations at this point, and this affects me. This absolutely hurts my psyche for my trust on Twitch here. Basically, they have biases for the streamers who actually earn them money. And I have the desire to earn money and at the same time help Twitch earn their money. But this is very, very, very disgusting of a platform to do. They will reserve biases for streamers and content creators that earn them money, even if it is for the hopes of actually helping them achieve success, even if it means giving them only a slap on the wrist for promoting terrorism. This is absolutely horrendous. Why is this still being allowed. Just why? We're going to be hearing from Yellow Flash too on this. This is a massive outrage. This is a massive outrage. And I tend to agree. I am pissed off too. I'm absolutely pissed off too.
So there was some big news that broke over the weekend. Hassan Piker was banned from Twitch, and everyone was wondering, how long will that suspension last? Well, the answer was 24 hours and 6 or 20 minutes or something like that. It was nothing. It was nothing. In fact, a little bit of news that I'm pretty sure won't shock you. It's been alleged that for some streamers.
See, even Asmongold thinks that this is entirely bullshit. 24-hour suspension serve no purpose and act more often as a reward. This is absolute bias, okay? Like I'm really just saying, the absolute bias and the bullshit that Twitch is showing over here is so disgustingly blatant here. The bias over certain streamers and content creators to give them to think that they have all the maturity in the world. It is just absolutely blatant right now. Twitch has shown this type of behavior before towards female streamers because there is a bias for female streamers on Twitch. But for this to actually be shown as a highlight, and this would actually favor Twitch, this would actually favor terror organizations, I'm beyond horrified for this. This absolutely is a horrifying precedent for future actions that could actually encourage other high profile streamers to actually do this. There was violence involved on that terror organization, and he gets a slap on the wrist by this is no, it's already good policy for the suspension. There should have been more time for him to actually think, but 24 hours is not enough. What he thinks that violence is just only a casual walk on a dime store or something? This is horrendously bad. Okay, this is absolutely horrendously bad. He should not be on the platform anymore. This is
They're bigger ones that they like. They will actually call you, let you know you're going to get banned, and work it out with you. Now, this is something that's been alleged by people. I can't say it's 100% true, but the way that they roll on Twitch, I believe it. So apparently, Hasan doesn't stream on Sundays, so he was banned late Saturday so that he would be unbanned today so that he could stream again. So really, it didn't do anything to him. Now, why was he banned? That's a good question. If you have been following the news.
Not only was the ban sudden, but it was strategic. They had to find ways to make sure that he was banned on a day that he doesn't stream and then unbanned on a day that he would be streaming. It was strategic. Oh my god. This is so fucking blatant, bro. This is Twitch being blatant on their bias and protecting a terrorist organization. If this does not remotely alarm you with how horrendous Twitch is for protecting streamers and content creators when it comes to their support for terror organizations, this should absolutely wake you up. This is horrendous, Twitch. You should have extended the ban so that he could just think on this. But no, he's gloating. This guy is gloating, bro. Twitch, this is why people are just turning away. Not only is there less engagement, but this blatant bullshit is beginning to really just make a toll. It is just making a toll. It's getting a physical toll on people on this. It's just bad. It is just proving that you do not care about, you just don't care about accountability here. You think that he has enough accountability for 24 hours
News: two people were ended by the embassy for Israel, and the guy who did it is a big Hasan fan. So, of course, this has brought a lot of heat onto Hasan himself. He's praised this man, by the way, said his actions were genuine. He's a good person, actually. It's just like, are you kidding me? How can you justify murder?
So the shooter wasn't from the terror org. He was just a big Hasan fan. I just need to say this immediately. There's just got to be a better way to actually go about this. And the thing I'd like to do to go about this is just petition for Hasan's permanent removal from Twitch. Or just sign a signature somewhere on that petition. On that actual same petition that would actually get him permanently removed from Twitch. This is wrong. This is very absolutely wrong in all angles, bro. In all fucking angles. This is you not being appropriate. This is just no. This is no. You keep on promoting this. You keep Hasan, no. You keep on promoting extremism. You're gonna keep promoting this just because. Oh my god. You want to actually give Jews the actual middle finger? Really? You're gonna. This is. No, I'm not going to even. I'm not even going to even try to entertain you at all at any circle or at any event or at any. It's just. No. You're not a model for a content creator. You're a model for a prophet. A prophet who is a blind prophet who is also a part of a cult. It's just. No. Hasan, you're bad juju. You're absolutely just bad juju. Okay?
He'll find a way. He will find a way. So look at the history of his bans. And he's treated very differently than other people on that platform. In fact, the rule.
This is beyond unacceptable. You get banned repeatedly. The longest ban is only up to at least a week. When the behavior becomes unacceptable, it's just why this is an issue that Twitch doesn't seem to get. And bro, they keep repeating these mistakes. Oh my god, I hate this so much, bro. I hate this so much. So much.
They're not distributed fairly. It depends on where you are on their list and how those rules will be enforced. So here are the bans for Hasan. All of them, one day. Unbanned after a few seconds for this one on July 31st, 2019. He used to get 7-day bans, and then as of 2022, he's been banned a few times for a day. Now, keep in mind, other creators have been banned for less. In fact, other creators, if they're banned a few times, they're off the platform immediately. Not Hasan. He is held to a much different rule book than everybody else. This is how he responded when he came back. He said, "I live, bitch," even though nothing happened. He didn't even feel it. In fact, I would argue this is, if anything, positive attention for him with the people that follow him. But if you are anybody else, like Tectone here, and you just call somebody obese, you'll be banned for 3 days. And it was originally 2 weeks, so he called the creator Frogan fat and was originally given a 2-week ban for that. Now, how is that?
This is a. Oh my god. This comparison is absolutely remotely different. 2 to 3 just for calling out someone's shape. Just for calling out someone's shape as that's for humanity. But except here's the thing. Okay, what Tectone has done here is absolutely less than a terroristic threat, a terroristic propagandizing. It's just this is. Oh my god, is this for real, bro? Look, Tectone is at least a content creator because a content creator that does not threaten and does not want to threaten, does not wish death. But this, he's suspended. He gets banned and suspended for this. This is, and then he gets so much more of a. There is a fucking bias. There is. Twitch is so cooked, bro. This is this is just a definition of being absolutely cooked. As a platform that should know better, that has good quality when it comes to streaming, it's just, oh my god. Twitch terms of service is, it's not evenly enforced. There are so many times of pauses right here, okay? There are just so many times that I keep on covering my face and trying to process this. The massive disappointment I have on Twitch as a platform and enforcing its rules and showing bias just because the streamer has enough reputation to have a lot of goodwill placed on Twitch, and for Twitch to actually prove that they have massive protections for a streamer regardless of their actions, regardless of their absolutely horrendous takes. Hasan should be off the platform years ago. 6 years ago. No, 7 years ago. 2021, 24, 25. No, 6 years ago. If there are horrendous takes, there should already be a difference here. But no, the 7-day bans have stopped since 2022. And ever since, they just stopped giving him 1 week bans just because he could actually do better stuff. Really? Just because he stops being a headache for Twitch. That gives Twitch an excuse to not ban him for longer than a day? The blatant bias is hurting the reputation of a streaming platform like this. And this is absolutely, and I will actually say it, this is anti content creator as a bias. I hate it that they would actually do it, that they would actually do this. And at the same time, it's, I hate what Twitch stands for on this issue. I absolutely hate what Twitch stands for with this issue like this. For Pete's sake, this is not how I want them to actually conduct themselves. And and Hasan should have a longer, longer reflection time. He doesn't even have. There is not even time for him to reflect, and they just do this to him because they Twitch just makes it very comfortable for him. Basically, this is just them giving them a red carpet, just giving him a very, very, very soft pillow to land on. Twitch, in regards to streamers, when it comes to this type of behavior, for Pete's sake, stop being biased and enforce the correct rules here. You have a terrible history for protecting terrorist propagandizers.
Worse than justifying a murderer's actions. It's a little crazy to me. Twitch is getting a shitload of backlash for this, by the way. Twitch is well on their way to an adpocalypse. In fact, I hear it's already kind of happening. Ad rates are down big time for them over there, and it's because of people like Hasan. They are literally willing to run the platform into the ground for Hasan Piker. It's wild to see, man. Imagine if Hasan had the opposite of the politics that he has right now. Imagine that. Imagine if he had right-leaning views. He would have been banned permanently off of the platform a long time ago. I'm right.
This is not even remotely political. And he is a problem when it comes to politics because his political talking points absolutely bad. I don't want to even cover his political talking points, but promoting violence just because he wants to acknowledge a Hasan fan. It's just, Hasan should not be given a platform like this. This is, please do not promote his material by giving him a slap on the wrist. This is basically an equivalence to promoting his material. He's promoting violent material and giving him a slap on the wrist just because he promotes violent material makes you complicit to promoting violent material. that is going to distort society. He is distorting society, and Twitch absolutely giving him a slap on the wrist only as the punishment for violating and distorting society makes the platform complicit to violating and distorting society. Twitch, I hate what you stand for this. I hate it. I absolutely hate what you stand for in this regard.
Here's one of the clips that might have got him in trouble. Let's go ahead and watch this. This is him reacting to...
This is him getting arrested at the airport, and he just shrugs it off just like that. Why?
The guy that did the shooting in his act.
Oh, wait. This is the shooting? This is from the shooting? Oh, shit.
Listen to this.
But I'm not Mr. False Flag at all, but like every single thing that he did in the aftermath of the shooting is so fucking crazy that it's like you could not have fucking designed a incident like this. You could not have designed a better false flag incident like this. I'm not saying it is a false flag incident at all. I'm not saying
Conspiracy
that.
theories,
I
eh?
think this is just a one dude who is genuine in his actions and maybe a little bit brain broke.
Genuine is in his actions. No. Dude, he is a violent person. Genuine? This is... I hate you, Hasan. How so fucking twisted are you in this? Taking it like it's a casual thing for you to actually go through. This is not supposed to be... Hasan, this is not supposed to be casual. This is not supposed to be taken casually, and you are such a criminal for this. No, wrong. This is all kinds of wrong, Hasan.
Broken. Okay.
He's a good guy, right? He's a good guy. He's genuine. It's actually a conspiracy. If this was anybody else, man.
How gross that this is currently being streamed right now to 40,000 people. Look, we gotta stop giving this guy a platform. We have got to stop giving this guy a platform. This is just... no. He keeps on promoting this, and he doesn't care if he gets banned. He doesn't even care if the policy is stacked against him, the likes of him, because he knows that if he gets suspended, it won't take too long. And then it's just... no. This is a terrible way for a platform to conduct themselves. This is a terrible way for a man to conduct himself in regards to controversies like this. It's just... no. This is not a way to get around like this. No. I absolutely hate this guy. I absolutely just hate this guy.
This is crazy shit. And it's all okay. All okay in Twitch. And they're getting backlash for it. Twitch faces backlash on banning Hasan after 1 day ban over terrorist content discussion. He has openly supported terrorism, said some of the wildest shit I've ever seen. And it's all A-okay. It's all right if you're him. But anybody else, they'd be gone in a second. And you know I'm right. So they're getting a lot of heat for this. And it's wild. Like here he's sharing why he got banned. And you could see it right here. He was banned for improper handling of terrorist propaganda. And if it had been anybody else, they'd be gone. And as this comment says here, they banned him during his day off, so the ban means nothing. What a joke. 24-hour suspensions serve no purpose.
A ban or a suspension should make the person reflective of their actions. And for a platform to not let him feel the weight of his actions is promoting bias towards the person and is allowing the person to operate irregardless to the consequences that he actually makes. It's just... this is just horrible. What he's doing is absolutely horrible, should not be allowed. And yes, I am definitely going to say this. It should definitely should spell that he should be removed from the platform and Twitch be fined for the blatant bias that they are showing for this man. Hasan Piker should not be given another platform. If this is the kind of behavior that he's going to actually conduct, it's just no. This is terrible. This is absolutely all kinds of terrible. Why is he still around like this? It's just no. This is this is all levels of unacceptable. It's just no. Just why is he still being given? Why is he still allowed to actually do these things? It's just no. I don't want to even accept that a 24-hour suspension is enough. No, he should be removed.
And act more often as a reward than punishment through the extra attention they create. Why ban for critiquing a terrorist manifesto propaganda, but not for endorsement? Is criticizing terrorism TOS, but promoting isn't it? Make it make sense. By the way, when he was going through that guy's manifesto, he just read it verbatim and didn't criticize it at all. Because of course he wouldn't.
Twitch, he's not even criticizing it. He's just reading it outright, and he's just not. He's promoting a terror org. He's not even. This is a blatant bias, and at the same time, you're allowing someone to actually just no, no. You're allowing violence to proliferate. You're Twitch. No, you're allowing violence to proliferate. At this point, I'm just gonna download every bit of my VODs. I just no. I am not. This is definitely, absolutely unacceptable. No, unfucking acceptable, bro.
Because of course he wouldn't. So, this has been a wild story. If you have been paying attention, the head of the ADL has come down on him. You're going to see a lot of people come down. What I'm really shocked, I wonder, so Amazon owns Twitch. Are they even paying attention? Do they even care? It's wild. And there's been a lot of heat on this. There's no way people at Amazon don't know what's going on. I don't believe that. They know what's going on. And I think their silence, it speaks a lot. And it kind of shows you maybe where they lean politically. Because the left, this guy got puff pieces from a lot of journalists. These are like the New York Times and a bunch of outlets writing puff pieces on him. They're trying to build him up as some kind of leftist Joe Rogan. By the way, Joe Rogan used to be a leftist. Now he's basically Hitler in people's minds. So it's crazy to see this. And that's one of the reasons why they're not doing anything about it, because they're trying to use him for political advantage. So it's just wild. And this is so blatant. It's just crazy to see, man. Anyway, letting you know, I got a comic book out there. There's a link in the description. Check it out. It's 100% done. We should be shipping it out late or early August. So you're going to get it soon. It's only $17 for cover D. It's a fun, action-packed comic. I think if you check it out, you're going to love it. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
I'm not exactly going to read his material, but let me just say, for those who actually have access to it, if you guys like to actually check it out and tell me if the actual material is actually worth it, I really just want to see the polarizing differences between stances in life. Maybe if I can actually really just open up my mind, maybe I can actually try. I'm not sure, but hey, if it's actually good material, maybe it actually work for me. So, kids, what have we learned today? Basically, the only thing that I've learned from this is Hasan should not promote violence, should not promote a sudden change to society by violence, and should absolutely not be given a platform by promoting violence just because society is demanded to be changed by violence. Just because he believes it's true, just because he believes it's a must, does not mean it should be. It is wrong, it is unjustifiable, and it should absolutely be called out. It's just, how is he still being allowed to operate on Twitch? How is he still being allowed to operate even after this? The massive headache that I have for this platform, the massive headache that I have. Is it even worth it to even be on this platform at all? It's just my gut is absolutely saying no. I should not spend another second in this platform. My gut is absolutely saying no. Maybe I should really just listen to my gut. This is the type of stunt that should deter people from even using the platform as part of content creation, to really just not give Twitch any more traction, to even use people like this piece of shit. This is why there's no traffic coming onto this platform outside of the United States. It's just not a desirable platform because they are not allowing, they're not even allowing traffic, they're not even promoting traffic to actually come to this because of stunts like this. He promotes these things, and Twitch does not give a damn about the things he's promoting because he makes them money, and that's the only reason he's being spared from the worst punishments and from being banned off. Their political biases and social biases is what's going to bring them down, and their interior and their internal deterioration would start from events like this, or it's already begun. I do not know. All I know is the platform should undergo a radical change. This is beyond unacceptable for me, especially when it comes to my conscience. This is beyond unacceptable. Beyond unacceptable. Do you hear me, Twitch? Do you hear me? I'm sorry, I am operating on your platform, but this is beyond unacceptable. I am saying it. Unacceptable. Take that man off your platform now. Now, please. Take that man off your platform now.
I got an update, and I don't think I'm actually finished with this subject. Let's just be real. I'd like to actually stop talking about this, but this update, I just can't pass this up. I thought the only thing that Hasan is going to do is just gloat, but apparently what he's doing was actually enough. Apparently he's purging. He's purging his socials like a bitch, basically proving to everyone that he is a coward. An actual coward. No one, he doesn't want anyone finding any context to any of his content, which is why he's purging. He's purging his socials, he's removing videos. I'm going to be reacting to this video from Reb Says Desu, which is on a video that's titled Hasan Piker Made a Huge Mistake. Not only is this predictable, but this is disgusting, dude. Everything that he has said in relation to the manifesto and everything is just everything that has just been related to the ban and the unban and the context of it. He wants it gone. He wants all evidence eviscerated. But here's the problem with that. We found out the context of his own criticism about the manifesto that shot up the Jewish embassy. And he's removing it because he doesn't want anyone else finding out about it. He's an actual coward. This is the type of people you don't want to cross. This is the type of people that you don't want to find in the internet. And at the same time, this is absolutely... This is not what a content creator and a streamer is supposed to do. They're supposed to be better than this. But let's relate this guy to Christopher Dantes, who I am not sure, but here's the thing. Christopher Dantes himself didn't appear in the past to be someone who's actually offending people. I'm not sure what type of... Christopher Sly Game Dantes. I'm talking about Christopher Sly Game Dantes, a completely different person here. Okay? A completely different person. But what would cause you to purge your social media, to remove all videos that reference you in it? Basically, you have something to hide, and What actually proves that you do have something to hide and that you have something that incriminates you, you absolutely delete everything that references you. And because I already know that Sly Kane is scum because he did hide some things, considering that he purged every piece of his social media to not reference any sort of anything related to his past identity anymore. Considering that Hasan is actually doing this, he is hiding things that will jeopardize Twitch. And my God, I'm absolutely beside myself, horrified by this. And he is not the model of a content creator that he should be, even with his actual success. The problem is the kind of audience that he panders to is the type of audience who actually believes him, the type of audience who is so degenerate enough they can actually shoot up an embassy. And considering that he actually favors the person, he actually does favor the person who he thinks is a casual guy. He favors a person who shoots up an embassy, and he actually enables that. Here's the thing: considering that he's not a nuisance streamer, he is an enabler of violence. Considering that Hasan has done this, remove all mention of him on a lot of his social media, that actually proves it. He is an enabler of violence, not an allegation. Fact. This is an equivalent to the fact. Bro, Hasan Piker is cooked. Absolutely cooked. There's no escaping this now, bro. What you should have done is kept the video so that people can analyze what you've been actually streaming, what you've been giving out. But no, you're purging while you're also high profile. If that's not stupid, I don't know what is. Sly Kane, I can understand. He's not too high profile and he purged himself because he doesn't want other things to be found out about him. But Hasan Piker is different. He is a high profile streamer, a high profile content creator, or so to speak. And he purged while he's also high profile. This is a big mistake. This is an absolute big mistake. This is a fate worse than that of a nuisance streamer. He might not be a public nuisance, but considering his views are actually making extremists, his views are making extremists that are aligned to the Houthis. Bro, this is bad. This guy is not only an enabler, he's a disgusting enabler, bro. He's disgusting. Disgusting.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rip here. So I'm on the road once again and using the Potato PC, so no VTuber model for today since it can't handle it. But anyways, let's get back into the slop content. We're once again talking about Hasan Piker. Wow, what a surprise. Well, yesterday we gave a set of news involving Hasan Piker. He was banned on Twitch for the 6th time, and a lot of people were talking about what's going to happen next over the following 24 hours. Will he be unbanned? Will he not be unbanned? We'll just have to wait and see. Well, we found out the reason, at least, up until yesterday's video, where he was banned for covering the terrorist manifesto provided by the shooter that took the lives of 2 members of the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C. Twitch actually said the reason was because he was criticizing it, which is not too surprising because according to the rules, you can't talk about this stuff whatsoever, whether it's covering it positively or criticizing it, what have you, it doesn't matter. But the irony here, of course, is that despite all of these years of glorifying terrorist propaganda, platforming terrorists, all this stuff, he finally gets banned for criticizing the manifesto.
But only for 24 fucking hours, which is not enough. There should have been more. He should have been absolutely banned from the platform. Absolutely, bro.
But then again, when you actually look at the stream, he says some things that are seemingly positive about this shooter's intentions.
Yeah, he thinks the shooter is casual because there is bias towards the shooter. He expressed bias towards the shooter because the shooter was a fan of Hasan. Look in my eyes and tell me that is not weird. That is not a creepy, weird mindset. Hasan is biased towards the shooter just because the shooter is a fan of Hasan. That is not just creepy and weird. That is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
As well as spreading potential, basically conspiracy theories about the situation while saying, well, it's actually not real, guys. Wink.
But I'm not Mr. False Flag at all, but like every single thing that he did in the aftermath of the shooting is so fucking crazy that it's like you could not have fucking designed a incident like this. You could not have designed a better false flag incident like this. I'm not saying it is a false flag incident at all. I'm not saying that. I think this is just a one dude who is genuine in his actions and maybe, you know, a little bit brain broken. Okay.
So the angle.
His mind is broken. He feels genuine about the guy. No, that's not what you're going to say. What you were going to say is you like what he's done, you are biased towards him, and you promote what he's done because the people who got shot up deserve it. That's what you meant. Do not say that his actions are genuine. You're understating it, bro. Bro, you're disgusting, bro. Hasan, you're absolutely disgusting. This is beyond biased. You are enabling these actions, bro. You're disgusting. I thought you for one who is a politically stupid person, but this just proves to me that you are a disgusting person, Hasan. This just proves to me you're a disgusting person, dude. You're enabling these types of actions to happen, bro. And now that I heard that you're also purging your socials, you're a coward. It proves to me you're a fucking coward.
Here he's playing in the aftermath in the 24 hours since yesterday.
Hasan, you got no sense of accountability, and I hope that even if you're not arrested, the entirety of your personality would be known to everyone, and that if you try to change, we will be expecting that you will have no dealings in relation to politics, you have no dealings in relation to social stances, because all you promote is violence and you allow it to happen. You enable it so that it can happen. You are the most disgusting and cowardly turd that I have seen on the internet. And I hope for the life of me, you get a chance to not only redeem yourself, but absolutely change what you are. Because everything that you do actually creates toxicity and aggression. This is the time you stop all of it and you just leave everything behind. Because at this point, you're beyond what a nuisance streamer is. You are a terror upon humanity, bro. You are disgusting. You support and enable violence, bro. No. Enough, and I mean it. Enough is enough.
Has been very obvious. He's trying to spin this through many different tweets as his silencing, that he's being deplatformed for his brave coverage of everything going on between Israel and Palestine, sharing stuff like this, saying that he will not be silenced, and even if he is deplatformed, he's done his part to help change the narrative and yada. He even went so far as to call everyone talking about the situation blue check power farmers and Israeli dick riders, when this user simply said a factual sentence saying he's been banned on Twitch. Apparently saying a factual statement about this situation is somehow a statement on the conflict. Very interesting stuff.
The problem is not your geopolitical stance, dude. The problem is that you are promoting violence if you're politically aligned, while you're politically aligned on something. You gotta stop it with that shit, bro. You're so extremist on your views that you enable violence like this, bro. Every blue check power farmer is an Israeli dick rider. Bro, you're just making these conflicts happen because you're excited for it and that you're just fucking bored that you don't experience all the action, bro. Doesn't mean that you have to let it happen. You have to let it and enable it to happen, bro. You're still disgusting. I don't care what your political stances are. You're enabling this shit.
Nothing can happen without...
Hasan is a fucking bastard. He is a fucking bastard, bro.
it being framed in some sort of political light. But of course, this is the reason we're here today. In a very unsurprising twist, Hasan has been unbanned after 1 day, 6 minutes, and 20 seconds. And let me make this very clear. Whoever was in charge of making this unbanning is definitely going to be fired for the extra 6 minutes and 20 seconds Hasan had to wait to get back into his account. But in all seriousness, this is not surprising whatsoever. And to pull back the magician's curtain here, yesterday when I talked about this, I said he was only banned for 24 hours. That was not confirmed, but I was so confident that was going to be the case, I said it anyways. And guess what? Me and everyone else who predicted it were right once again. He gets a 24-hour slap on the wrist, likely on a day off, where he's going to be welcomed back with open arms from all of his fans. He's some hero because he spent 24 hours in Twitch jail. And of course, who's responsible for this? Well, of course, we know Dan Clancy. Hasan is his golden boy. He's done many ridiculous things to over and over again show his favoritism towards Hasan. Yes, this is a real clip, by the way.
Happy birthday to you.
What the fuck?
Happy birthday to you.
Bro, we're never beating the Hasan runs Twitch allegations after this. This is crazy. Oh my God. Like, the most rabid Redditors just clipped this and they're going to be like, the most rabid Redditors just clipped this and they're going to use this permanently to be like, see, I told you, he's got banning powers.
Happy birthday, dear Hasan.
This is crazy.
Happy birthday to you.
So seeing clips like that, it is not surprising that despite 6 bans on Twitch, he's never received longer than a 7-day suspension. And the most recent one is only for 24 hours. Does that really surprise you? In fact, the last 3 have all been 1-day bans. I defy you to find anyone else on this platform who's had that many bans, and the last 3 have been only for 1 day a pop.
I'm going to be announcing it right here that I will take some time off Twitch until I can figure out what the hell I'm going to do with this platform, because seriously, I do not want to be in a platform that has one of its top streamers promote violence of any kind. Until I can just figure out my placement at all this, Twitch is a real no-go for me. After I react to this, I'm going to make sure that I put onto a few shorts that I'm just saying no to Twitch because of Hasan Biker. Hasan, I like Twitch, but you're a fucking douche. Not only are you a fucking douche, but you're fucking disgusting, bro. I do not even want to stream on Twitch for a while just because of this bullshit that you're showing, dude. No. You've convinced me not to head to Twitch for some time. I really hate you for this. And I also hate Twitch for even allowing you to be there.
The favoritism is very obvious, but then again, that doesn't shock anyone who's been watching what's been going on with his account over the past couple of years. On top of that, we see some very, well, believable claims from XQC here that Twitch will sometimes contact their biggest streamers and work out a ban around their schedule. That is kind of the conspiracy theory here, where people are believing that Hasan had a scheduled day off, and they said, hey, why don't you serve your suspension on that day off? It doesn't seem too outlandish given the history of Hasan and his favoritism over at Twitch. And also XQC calls out Hasan's chat for their actions during the reading of the manifesto, where they clearly were trying to show their support for the shooter.
When you're about to get banned, they send you a DM. Your partner manager will send you a DM and will contact you. Okay? And if it's like, oh dude, can we hold off until this day or whatever? Sometimes they'll listen. Okay? It wouldn't surprise me if they timed the ban so where like it would be as half or day off or whatever. But it is. That's just kind of how it goes. That's like, it's like a known thing. When I had my like week ban for like a cheating or whatever, they're like, yeah, you're gonna get banned from this day. I just took it how it is, but I think there's like a conversation or whatever on yo, there's a week ban now, whatever. Or last time it was, oh, when you're gonna end your stream, you're probably gonna get banned. That's what it was. The one before that ban. It was, and I was like, well, then I'll stay live until fucking 3 a.m. or some shit like that. Because also, I think manifestos are Because I think manifestos are cringe as fuck. The fact that Hasan had his Chinese emote mode, yo, if I was reading this shit and I was emote mode and the chat was saying hearts and sages, bro, I would delete my account.
Having a manifesto on hand or even reading one after a very horrific crime, it is going to ruin societies, and it ruins societies after you have done something horrible, especially shootings. Okay, this is why manifestos are not read out aloud, should not be read out aloud, because it enables other people who have the same it enables the type of people who have the same plans in mind, the same type of people, those shooters, those types of wrongdoers, basically. That's why manifestos are being discouraged to be read at anywhere, at any time. Twitch has it at least correctly when it comes to that policy. The problem is the kind of punishments that they give to people they are biased to because those types of people are making money for them. That is also disgusting. I don't like the duration of that suspension. I do not like the duration of that suspension for 1 day. And then after he gets unbanned, he purges the socials, bro. Not only is Hasan disgusting for enabling these types of things to actually happen around, but just because the shooter was a fan of Hasan, but Twitch is enabling the streamer to do this repeatedly because he thinks he is untouchable now. This is why I hate Twitch, because they're enabling these things to happen, bro. There's gotta be a time where they have to stop. And unfortunately, at this time and atmosphere, I don't think at all that this will be stopped at any time, as long as there are degenerates and mentally ill people on Twitch that are allowing this. Oh my god, I think that there are staff, and the one who leads Twitch, I think all mentally ill. I'm just saying it here and now. I'm sorry, Dan Clancy, but I'm just gonna say it. You're a retard. Why are you not seeing this happening, bro? You're a fucking retard. Yes, I'm saying it. I'm sorry, but beyond unacceptable, bro. You're a retard, Dan Clancy. A retard.
Loki, I'm not kidding. Bro, I would be so disappointed. I would actually just delete my fucking Twitch account and I would just find something else to do.
Yeah, as you can see, one of the biggest challenges for Hasan Piker is dealing with his own audience. He is so audience captured, he can't come out and condemn attacks like the one on the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C., because his own audience will eat him alive. And he has gone on stream after the head of the ADL tried to link.
This is why I am discouraging toxicity at all in my very small community. Okay, I am only less than 1,000 in my community, and basically, I'm just saying no. I'm just saying absolutely no to this type of toxicity. Toxicity against the world, basically. I just want it to be very absolutely clear that this is not the way I want my community to go. My God. Do not promote violence of any kind. Do not fucking promote violence of any kind. Say what you have to do. Say what you need to by speech, but please, not by conflict, not by violence. Do not follow the actions of Hasan Piker. Do not follow his example.
His rhetoric to the attack, and he said, chat, you guys...
Basically, the way he built his community is this bullshit, bro. This is why I don't even like the fucking guy, bro.
Need to lock in. You need to get it together because you're going to get me in trouble. He's self-aware enough to know that his rhetoric has produced a very radical community that is just going out there and saying things that will reflect very badly on him. He's self-aware enough to know that's happening. That's why the other day, around the time of the statements made by the head of the ADL, he nuked his community Discord server and, in fact, even locked invites. That is not the set of actions of someone who has nothing to hide. In fact, it makes him look really bad. And since then, he's gone even further. He has now reportedly deleted all of his VODs after being unbanned, which is very odd. Okay, you can see from his own page, he has nothing, no trace of anything he has ever streamed. And I wouldn't be too surprised if the same starts happening for some of the channels that are archiving his content. But the problem with Hasan is, of course, his outlandish and crazy rhetoric has already been saved everywhere. So it just makes him look very guilty. Or some people are also predicting that maybe this was the work of Twitch. Twitch wanted to delete these VODs in order to prevent more disaster heading their way from a PR.
I'm not going to be surprised if Twitch actually did do this, all right? I'm not going to be really surprised at that.
Perspective. Now, of course, Hasan had something to say about everything going on with this unbanning he received with this caption, "I lived, bitch." Him living this situation, him getting unbanned in 24 hours, is like the same as someone living after stubbing their toe. Everyone knows or knew this was going to happen. This is not surprising whatsoever. But a lot of people responding to this in the quotes and the replies had a much different perspective. You can see Chibi Review saying Twitch is actually doomed as a platform, which is a fair statement. They've been on decline for many years. They can't even turn a profit at this point. Their expenses are so astronomically high. They haven't figured out how to use their infrastructure in a even close to cost reductive way. They haven't found a way to do it efficiently. And with all of this negative PR, the adpocalypse currently happening on Twitch is only spiraled. It's gotten so bad that people who are making thousands of dollars of ad revenue a day through their streams are now making $10. The amount of
Oh my god, what? What? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That means advertisers are pulling out of the platform. Advertisers are pulling out of the platform. Oh my god. This is terrible, but at the same time, I do not have sympathy for Twitch. I do not have sympathy for Twitch, considering that the context is not only is Twitch dying, but considering that Hasan Piker is on it, I do not have sympathy for them. Let this platform die already. Why are we not seeing a platform die? God damn it. Oh, man. They're really cooked. Yes, unfortunately, I have to believe it now. They're actually cooked.
Advertisers that have left this platform is actually insane. This is 10 times worse than the YouTube adpocalypse or the several that have happened over there over the years. This one is just a complete pruning. Everyone's leaving. And honestly, as an advertiser, why would you want to stick with this platform? It's volatile. And you're not going to get much bang for your buck in the first place, given how this platform performs financially, at least in terms of their net revenue. But this is an interesting one right here. This only goes to show that it's okay to support terrorism on Twitch. The funny thing about this statement is it's half true, because it's actually worse. It's worse than that, because not only do they turn a blind eye to terrorist sympathizers, they will only punish you under their related rules if you criticize terrorism. The only reason Hasan got banned this time is because he criticized aspects of the Shooters Manifesto, and they used their rule that basically says you can't talk about any of this stuff to give him this one-day ban, with obviously the hope of trying to quell some of the articles and national attention that Hasan and Twitch have been receiving, especially over the past week or so, but I doubt that's going to work. Anyone who falls for this is an idiot, but then again, journalists are idiots, so we'll see where that goes. But here's another one saying, okay, everyone, I think we should all collectively move to Kick at the same time right at this very instance. You know what, I'll say it again.
You know, if Kick is not any better, okay, they're also a gambling platform, and there is way, way less moderation. there is way, way less moderation, and at the same time, I just don't like it. Okay, Kick is definitely one-upping Twitch every freaking time. But the problem is with their video quality, when you download shit, it's just, yeah, there's a problem with their video quality. They really need to work some shit out when it comes to that. But basically, Kick becoming the new Twitch is not a surprise. And here's the problem with Kick. The worst types of people, IRL streamers, the IRL streamers turning nuisance streamers, basically, they are there. And I don't like it one bit. This is why even I don't trust Kick. Even if I am streaming there, which is fine, I do not do IRL streaming, the types of people, the nuisance streamers are there, which is why I'm just taking shit with a grain of salt when it comes to making Kick the new type of Twitch. Twitch is absolutely worse right now because of the adpocalypse. And with the advertisers actually leaving the platform, they're now going to be given more incentive to leave this platform because the platform now basically promotes terrorism because they promote one of their sympathizers who promotes terrorism to be one of their best. It is just horrible.
Again, the greatest promotion ever for Kick has been the existence of Twitch. Just Twitch doing what it does best and just destroying its own PR. They are pushing people over to Kick. That is it's not a very legitimate platform. They're founded largely on gambling and basically having the most outrageous streams over there where pretty much there's no rules. It's kind of the opposite of Twitch where the rules are unevenly applied and there's a lot of favoritism. Kick is just like, yeah, anything goes. I mean, even people committing crimes are unlikely to get banned over there. But again, the best promotion for Kick is just Twitch continuing on with this BS that they're doing right now. Oh, here's another one. Whoa, posting Sam Hyde on a tweet related to Hasan. You're scaring me. Slow down with that. But anyways, here's one from Sean here, who's one of the orbiters of Hasan. He's like a D-list orbiter. Like he's probably even below Frogan at this point. He chimes in saying the rich get richer. I know this is supposed to be a joke, but that's like literally what's happening. He clearly showed here that he has a lot of favoritism from the platform and that no matter what he does, he's going to snake his way through it because Dan Clancy and the Twitch moderation staff have his back. So yes, he's going to get richer from this situation. He's garnered more support from his actual fan base here and gotten more attention. Yes, that's exactly what's happening here because the consequences that happen to him are nothing more than a slap on the wrist and free PR. And then you see Nick in the replies saying, "My king returns." And then he replies with, "Should I post a pic of me and Asmund to piss off the other half or not?" Dude, you're better than this. I don't know why he's resorting to this over the past couple of days, this attempted attention on Twitch for no other reason than attention. I'm sure he has better things to do with his time right now. But another thing that's happening is, well, more articles. The New York Post, just as I'm recording this video, left-wing influencer Hasan Piker gloats as he returns to Twitch after being yanked for comments about DC Jewish Museum shooting. You know what? I'm glad they called him an influencer, right? That's worse than being called a slur at this point. Influencer is like the worst thing you could be called. But anyways, yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I'm sure there'll be more on this situation in the days to come, and if there is more, I'll cover it. But for now, that'll do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
I'm going to say this really, really simply because Hasan Piker has just ruined my hopes for Twitch to actually be a stable platform, especially after this. For the platform to stand by Hasan Piker himself, it just proves to me that this platform is going to be biased and is going to protect sympathizers of terrorism and violence of any type. Any type. Considering that the punishments that they give for these sympathizers are just not enough. This is a terrible precedent for this type of, for the content that they are promoting. And because of this, regardless of what I think about other stuff, there's just a good reason for you to just move away from it, dude. This is just a real real good excuse for you to just move away from it all. And Twitch should not be a model platform for you to be in. It's just no. Nuisance streaming, extremist values, but for the platform to just just protect a sympathizer of violence and terrorism. It's just no. It's happened. The violence happened already on the Israeli embassy. And this is how Twitch is going to show their stance for one of the sympathizers that makes them money. Not only is that desperate, but it is also disgusting for Twitch too. I'm sorry, Dan Clancy, but considering that you never said anything and you let Twitch actually decide for Hasan, I'm sorry, Dan, but you're a fucking retard. Yes, you heard it here. You are a fucking retard. Nuke me if you have to, but I'm sorry, I am saying it again. For actually supporting Hasan Piker and his stance on terrorism and violence. It's just considering the violence that actually includes someone who supports him being a shooter. I'm sorry, Dan Clancy, but you are a retard. Plain and simple, it is not an allegation. You are a retard, Dan Clancy. And for anyone else who is going to stand by for Hasan Piker, you are all retards. I'm sorry, but that's what I feel. If you're going to take that away from me, you're just going to have to find my house, throw stones, and just make me bleed, because there's no way I'm going to come back to Twitch after this. There's just absolutely no way I'm coming back to Twitch after this. No. I'm either going to take a hiatus or I'm going to think something bigger, like deactivate my account on Twitch. I don't care if the quality is good. The problem is the financial incentive and my willingness to just stay there. It is fading quick by the second, okay? It is really just fading quick by the second. I have high doubts that I'll be finding any motivating reason for me to actually stay on a platform that actually promotes violence. I'm saying this simply because they are maintaining the presence of a sympathizer. This is what they're going to do. This is what they're really just going to do. They're really going to maintain a sympathizer of violence and terrorism inside a platform just because he makes them money. Well, no more. I'm not going to be involved in that. I'm not going to be involved in this. I'm going to take a long hiatus because on Twitch, I'm not going to be streaming there for some time. But if I ultimately decide to leave, you know the exact reason why I'm leaving and deactivating my Twitch account. This has got to stop, Twitch. What you're doing is unacceptable. What you're doing is beyond on the negative spectrum. Anyone who supports sympathizers for violence and terrorism, I'm saying it again, anyone who supports it, retards, all of you, retards.